What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Well, here we go. Lee Hacklin, private investigator in Industrial Cure, dedicated to Robert B. Parker. Without Spencer, my boy is nothing more than a mote in my imagination. Here we go, Chapter 1. New York City, 1978. His name was Horace Hornblower. Perfect. That's not how you hold a baseball bat. How many times have I told you? It's the other way. Good. Keep your eyes on. Why did you swing at that? You're not even trying. Concentrate. Two fingers. That's a curveball. Don't swing. Don't swing. Ofer. He changed his mind. You have to be prepared for that. Damn you for a son. You're embarrassing me in front of all these people. Don't expect ice cream tonight, Junior. Buddy, you're doing a great job of planting the serial killer seed in your son's mind. Sometimes evil is born, sometimes evil is bred. It was September, the weather was cooling, and I was at Benjamin Franklin Middle School in Queens on a Tuesday afternoon, sitting in the bleachers next to the school principal, Tim Narvey. His physique was triangular and not in a Jack LaLanne way. The pointy end was on top. His face was slick with sweat, and his body odor to me was like kryptonite to Superman. Speaking of aliens, the toupee he wore reminded me of the funniest Star Trek episode ever, The Trouble with Tribbles. Nevertheless, as he frequently reminded me, he was paying me for my presence. What I knew about sports could fill the eye of a needle. To paraphrase Rocky Balboa, I never could get emotionally invested in them. The home team wins, everybody's happy. The away team wins, everybody's sad and or angry. Balls, pun intended. None of the 11-year-old boys on the playing field looked very happy. It wasn't hard to suss out why. One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl. But there are always exceptions. Narvi elbowed my ribs, temper, Hacklin, and said, he's like this every time. Last game, he assaulted the other team's coach and the umpire. The umpire that day was 12. You told me in your office, Tim, just an hour ago. He adjusted his silk tie and said, I prefer to be called Principal Narvi. I chuckled and said, the shrinks have a phrase for that. They call it status anxiety. Just remember what I said, hired help. When Hornblower erupts, and he will, I demand that you handle him non-violently. Sure, Principal Narvi. Better. Don't forget, I'm paying you. I held my tongue and my temper. My rent was due. My car payment was due. My heating bill was overdue. And my refrigerator was a vast humming wasteland. Oh hell. As my dad liked to say, there's always the French Foreign Legion. Feeling like that kid from Hans Christian Andersen's The Emperor's New Clothes, I said rugs are for feet, you know. What? What are you suggesting? How dare you? This is my natural hair. A sudden gust of wind blew it off, and I caught it midair. Cool. I handed it back to him and said, you're a lucky man, Principal Narvi. You just lost all of your hair, then got it back. Before you die, you should sign one of those cards that says your body can be used for medical research. Your DNA might carry the cure for baldness. Just then, Horace the First rushed the field and charged the pitcher. One of Spider-Man's rogues gallery, the Rhino, came to mind. My mind, anyway. I pursued him. Principal Narvi, shrieked, remember what I said. No violence. I looked back at him, gave him a wink and a thumbs up, and said, no violins. Got it. It's a first draft. Thanks for watching, and happy Good Friday, everybody. Don't forget, God loves you, and so does Johnny. Cheers.